Jai Gauranita. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Giri Govardhan Jai, Giri Govardhan Jai. Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupara Paramhamsa Prevaracharya Asuta Sara Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupara Paramhamsa Prevaracharya Asuta Sara Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Se Kahush Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Shri Radharadhanath ki Jai. Shriman Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jai Om Vishnupara Paramhamsa Prevaracharya. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7, Text 50. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aham Brahmacha Sarvascha Jagat Karanam Param Atmeshwara Upadrasta Swayandrik Avisheshana. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Aham Brahmacha Sarvascha Jagata Karanam Param Shri Bhagavan Vacha Atmeshwara Upadrasta Aham Brahmacha Sarvascha Swayandrik Avisheshana Jagat Karanam Param Atmeshwara Shri Bhagavan Vacha Upadrasta Aham Brahmacha Sarvascha Jagata Karanam Param Shri Bhagavan Vacha Atmeshwara Upadrasta Aham Brahmacha Sarvascha Swayandrik Avisheshana Karanam Param Shri Bhagavan Vacha Atmeshwara Upadrasta Brahmacha Sarvascha Swayandrik Avisheshana Jagat Karanam Param Atmeshwara Shri Bhagavan Vacha Upadrasta Swayandrik Avisheshana. Translation. Lord Vishnu replied, are the supreme cause of the material manifestation. I am the Supersoul, the self-sufficient witness, but impersonally there is no difference between Brahma, Lord Shiva, and me. So you may repeat. Lord Vishnu replied, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and I are the supreme cause of the material manifestation. I am the Supersoul, the self-sufficient witness, but impersonally there is no difference between Brahma, Lord Shiva, and me. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Lord Brahma was born out of the transcendent body of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva was born out of the body of Brahma. Lord Vishnu, therefore, is the supreme cause. In the Vedas also it is stated that in the beginning there was only Vishnu, Narayan. There was no Brahma or Shiva. Similarly, Sankaracharya confirmed this. Narayana or Lord Vishnu is the origin, and Brahma and Shiva are manifested after creation. Lord Vishnu is also Atmeshwara, the super soul in everyone. Under his direction, everything is prompted from within. For example, in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Tene Brahma Rida. He first educated Lord Brahma from within. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, Lord Krishna states, Aham Adhir Hi Devanam. Lord Vishnu or Krishna is the origin of all demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva. In another place in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Krishna states, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Everything is generated from me. This includes all the demigods. Similarly, in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yataha. In the Upanishad is a statement, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. Everything is generated from Lord Vishnu. Everything is maintained by him, and everything is annihilated by his energy. Therefore, by their action and reaction, the energies which come from him create the cosmic manifestations and also dissolve the whole creation. Thus, the Lord is the cause and also the effect. Whatever effect we see is the interaction of his energy. And because the energy is generated from him, he is both cause and effect. Simultaneously, everything is different and the same. It is said that everything is Brahman. Sarva kalo is idham Brahma. In the highest vision, nothing is beyond Brahman, and therefore Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are certainly non-different from him. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadammaya Tadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, in this purport, Prabhupada is clearly defining Krishna's position, and as we see in the different scriptures also, like the Brahma Samhita, the first verse, is explaining Krishna's supreme position as Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha Anadhir Adhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. That Krishna is the origin of everything and there was no one before him, and he is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes. And his body is transcendental and is Sachid Ananda Vigraha, Sachid Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. So in this way we can, in many other scriptures also, it is basically telling us that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and there's no one beyond him. Now in the Bhagavatam also it has been explained how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is being described that first there was just only Krishna, and then from Krishna comes Lord Balaram, his first expansion. From Balaram comes the Chaturvyuha, which is the quadruple expansion of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. And then comes another copy of them, so a duplicate. And in this way, from the second Sankarshan comes Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu is lying in the causal ocean, and from his navel stems a lotus flower, and on top of that lotus flower Lord Brahma is born. So this is how Lord Brahma comes into being. And then Prabhupada explains that actually from Brahma comes Lord Shiva, from Brahma's anger actually comes Lord Shiva. So so this is how, you know, it's been described in the scriptures. And we see that many people, they take Lord Shiva as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and some of them take Brahma as a Supreme Personality of Godhead because he's the creator of this material universe. And here it is being very distinctly described that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And, you know, he comes here to enact pastimes, human-like pastimes, you know, just so that the living entities can be attracted to these pastimes and want to go back to the spiritual world instead of remaining in this material world. So it has been described that we've been here for millions and millions and millions of lifetimes, right? And we are just going through the same repeated birth and death, lifetime after lifetime. And, you know, there's no trace of us falling from this spiritual realm into this material creation. So now that we have this process that Prabhupada has very nicely given us to go back to the supreme abode, Goloka Vrindavan, we should take full advantage of it. So in this way, by following the process of bhakti and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we can go back to the spiritual world. And the second paragraph, Prabhupada is stating that he's quoting Bhagavad Gita 10.2, which states, Aham Adhir Hi Devanam, where Krishna is explaining that he is the origin of all demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva. And in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Krishna says, Aham Prabhasya Sarvav, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, right? That everything is generated from me. So when we look at the purport of 10.2, Prabhupada is stating there that Krishna is saying, if you want to know who's the Supreme, here I am. You know, I'm the Supreme. And, you know, take me. So Prabhupada is describing in his purport of the 10.2, Bhagavad Gita 10.2, that Krishna is saying like this. that he is the supreme. Please, worship me. So, and yet people are going, the mental speculators and the Jnani yogis are speculating as to who the supreme person is, and they're mostly coming to an impersonal conclusion that God is light, He's this, He's that, He's so many other things. But Krishna is stating in the Bhagavad Gita, here I am, please worship me, please take me, that He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In that He states, Aham Adhirhi Devanam, I am the origin of all the demigods and, of everything. So in this way, we should have firm conviction that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because if you want to know about someone, the best person to ask is, you go to them and you ask them about themselves, right? Instead of going and asking this person and that person, they'll all, know the personality, but they will give different views of how they think that person is or what they think that person is. So therefore, to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we go straight to Krishna, and Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is very nicely explaining that here I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Please take me. Aham sarvasya prabhava, mata sarvam parvachite. So Krishna is saying that I am the cause of the spiritual and material universes. Everything is emanating from me, and the wise who perfectly know this worship me with all their hearts. So in this way, Krishna is explaining that I am the cause of everything. And, but still people, although it's there in the Bhagavad Gita, and they read it, but they cannot understand it until they come here and it is explained by a devotee that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then only will they actually try to understand and realize it. Because people are so covered in this material world. They are so covered, their knowledge is so covered. They're in basic total ignorance, right? And when they hear these words for the first time, it'll take many times to be repeated many times until it sinks into their consciousness. Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, therefore, in Prabhupada's purport, especially in the Bhagavad Gita, he quotes many other scriptures substantiating the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is using this name of Krishna many, many times. Now in other Bhagavad Gitas, the name of Krishna is not mentioned, but we see in Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's name is mentioned so many times. Why? Because Krishna is speaking the Bhagavad Gita and he's speaking about himself, right? And people misinterpret him. And they say that it's not unto Krishna whom we must surrender, but it is the impersonal or something beyond Krishna. So who's beyond Krishna? No one's beyond Krishna. So in this way, Jai Shri Shri Radharanath ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yes, so I was saying that people misinterpret the scriptures. When Krishna says Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Vrija Aham Tvam Sarve Papebhyo Mokshayasimi Ma Sachaha, that just surrender unto me and I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This is such an easy instruction. It's such an easy, just surrender unto me, right? Because why do you have to go and he will remove all sinful reactions from you, right? Just surrender unto him. But people still don't want to surrender. Although they read this verse many, many times, they still don't want to surrender because of the doubts, the demon of doubts that's in their minds. So we need to slash this demon of doubts with the with transcendental knowledge, and this transcendental knowledge is here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and in Srila Prabhupada's purports, that we can, when we read and study these books, then we can slash the demon of doubts in our minds. So, so in the purport, Prabhupada is also saying that even the Upanishads and the different scriptures are actually saying this. So in the Upanishad is a statement, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. Everything is generated from Lord Vishnu. Everything is maintained by him, and everything is annihilated by his energies. So we see that Brahma and Shiva are part of Krishna's energies, right? And although at the bottom Prabhupada is making a statement that nothing is beyond Brahman, and therefore Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are certainly non-different from him, from Vishnu. So these are his energies, right? Like in the Brahma Samhita, it is being described that Krishna is the origin, he is like milk, and Lord Shiva is like yogurt. Because from milk you can make yogurt, but yogurt you cannot come back to milk. So therefore Krishna is the origin, he is like the milk. And Lord Shiva is his energy, and he is meant for destruction of this universe at the end of each kalpa, right? And Brahma is the creator of these universes. So in this way, they are acting on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his different energies, right? So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first verse, Krishna, the verse goes that Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaya. That means that this knowledge on how to create was imparted to the heart of Lord Brahma, and that's how Brahma got this knowledge on how to create this world, and thereby he went on creating. But Lord Vishnu is the primary creator, and Lord Brahma is the secondary creator. So in this way, all the ingredients are there in the universe. All Brahma has to do is manipulate these ingredients and create like this. But everything is there. It is said that through the glance of Mahavishnu, the living entities are impregnated into this material creation just by the glance that, all the living entities, and that glance is called Shambhu, right? And just through that glance, everything is impregnated into this material creation, and thereby Brahma, the living entities are impregnated into this world, and Brahma just manipulates the material ingredients, and the different bodies are created, and the living entities go and reside in these different bodies, and take up their different positions. And in this way, this whole world is put into motion. This whole universe is put into motion. So, and at the end, Lord Shiva, he's in charge of destruction, and he does this dance, and all the universes are basically destroyed at the end, and all these ingredients go back into the body of Vishnu, and when there's creation again, then everything comes out again. And so basically, why remain in this material condition, right? Going back into the body of Vishnu and coming out and going back and coming out for lifetimes after lifetimes and kalpas upon kalpas. We should just go back home, back to the spiritual world, and not come back into this material world. So how do we do that? That's by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And by chanting this Mahamantra, our hearts become cleansed. Cheto Darpa Marjanam. Our hearts become cleansed, and then we'll be able to, we'll be eligible to go back to the spiritual kingdom, because at the moment our hearts are very dirty. Lust, greed, anger, all right, and all these obnoxious things. So when we cleanse the heart of all this dust that's accumulated and all these anarthas, like dirty things, then we can go back to the spiritual world. And we see in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Gop Kumar, he's going from one planet to the other, and trying to find out who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's actually looking for Krishna, but he's going, like, who is the best devotee? And he's going from one planet to the other, and until he comes his ultimate destination, Golok Vrindavan. So we should not waste our time like this, because Prabhupada has given us the elevator to go back to the spiritual world, and this process of bhakti yoga, and thereby we can practice this devotional service and go back to the spiritual kingdom of God, instead of remaining in this material world for many, many lifetimes. So there's different verses in the Vedas that actually describe Krishna's supreme position, and Bhakti Chaitanya Swami was giving a class once on the Sri Upanishad, and he very nicely explained the how these different verses, they actually proclaim that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we get the Paribhasa Sutra in the of the Bhagavatam, right? And this Paribhasa Sutra is defining Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eti chamsa kalapamsham Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So, that Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations, and and therefore we should just worship him. And then Maharaj went on to describe the different mantras and how these different mantras proclaim that Krishna is the absolute truth, and and thereby we should, when we're worshipping and we're using these mantras, we can associate directly with Krishna, like Krishna in his Mula mantras. When we're doing deity worship, we have a specific mantra to address Krishna by, right? And the different personalities on the altar, they have different Mula mantras that we address them by. And then Maharaj went to say that the Bij mantra is the seed mantra, and from which everything emanates. Like we get the mantra Om. The mantra Om is a mantra that is at the beginning of certain other mantras. Like we get the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is Om is in the beginning of the mantra, but we see that in the Mahamantra there is no Om, and this being Krishna, this mantra is transcendental to the mantras of the Vedas, right? The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is transcendental to the mantras of the Vedas, in that this Mahamantra is directly Krishna. So thereby we don't use Om, because Om represents the impersonal aspect of Krishna also, right? So we use the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Maharaj went on to say that the Upanishads define the absolute truth. And like we get the Sri Upanishad, Isha is being explained, Isha means the Supreme Lord. And Om is used in Vedic mantras, and Maharaj went on to say that the Srimad Bhagavatam is beyond the Vedas, because the Vedas give us these mantras that start with Om, right? And we see that there are 4 Vedas, and the Vedas mostly speak about the Karma Kandya sections, right? And how to live nicely in this world, and how to practice, austerities in order to go back to the spiritual world. But it's a long process. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, it directly makes you become in touch with Krishna, and thereby, there's no waiting period, because you invoking Krishna directly like this, and at the end of your life, you can just think of Krishna and go back to the spiritual world, right? Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajati antakalevaram. That just by thinking of Krishna at the time of death, one can attain his spiritual planet, the Goloka Vrindavan. So we don't need to follow any other process of the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. We have the supreme, the cream of all Vedic scriptures, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And just by reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, it can give us all that we desire, spiritually and materially. So, but materially, we want to use everything for the satisfaction of Krishna. Thereby, nothing is material, because everything in this material world may seem material, right? Because we use it for our own sense gratification. But the same things used in the service of Krishna becomes spiritual. So we don't need to engage in any material activity, because everything in this material world is for the satisfaction of Krishna and not for our own sense gratification, like this. So we find that Krishna's energies are there. His marginal energy, which is us, the living entities. Then his internal energy, his antaranga shakti, and which is of the spiritual nature, and his bahiranga shakti, which is of this material creation. So we are in this material world, and we're trying to practice spiritual life. It is a bit very difficult, but by the simple method of devotional service, it becomes very easy. Just chanting, dancing, and feasting. This is the process that Prabhupada has given us, to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, dance in ecstasy, and eat prasadam, right? I think food offered to Krishna, and in this way go back to the spiritual world. It's a very simple and easy process. So until and unless you practice it, you wouldn't know, right? You have to be practicing it. It's like if you want to taste if you want to know what honey tastes like, right? If you lick the outer jar of the honey, you won't get the real taste of the honey. But you have to open the bottle and stick your finger in it and suck it, and that's how you will actually taste the nectar of honey. So you will understand what honey tastes like. But if you lick the outer jar, you wouldn't get the taste of the honey. So thereby, by practicing devotional service and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then you will understand this process is so easy and sublime. But if you, from the outside, you're looking in, and you will say that, what are these people doing? Dancing, and singing. This is not spiritual life. like when, the first time I saw devotees dancing and chanting, I was like, huh? Is this spiritual life? Dancing like this, like crazy? And, what is this? This is not how you practice religion. This is not religion. So in my ignorance, I was so steeped in ignorance that I didn't know, anything beyond what the Vedas tell us, like the Karmakandya section of the Vedas, because we only know rituals and this, and, we go to the service every Sunday and we sing demigod hymns and like this, So we didn't know anything better. So it's like you sit down peacefully, and you pray to the altar with all the demigods, and it's just like you're just singing hymns, but you don't even know what you're singing because you don't even understand the words. So, but when you come to Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada has so nicely, given us the Sanskrit, right? Sanskrit, and given us word for word meaning, and also giving us a Prabhupada to explain what the verse is actually telling us. So this is how easy Prabhupada has made it for us. He has given us so easily. All we have to do is just go and read the scriptures and try to understand it. If you do not understand it, then come to the temple and ask the devotees, what does this mean? And explain this to me and explain that to me. Explain these concepts so that I can understand it, right? But so this is how easy Prabhupada has made these books for us, right? Because we are living in the West, right? We don't know Hindi to start off with. We don't know Tamil. The only language that we know is English, and then these books were translated into English for our benefit, right? Prabhupada has very nicely translated all these literatures so that we can understand it, and he's given us these wonderful purports. Prabhupada describes these purports as his ecstasies. So he's given us this wonderful purport so that, we can become enlightened by these texts and verses that is originally in Sanskrit, which we have no idea on, what these texts mean and what, one word of these texts we don't know. But Prabhupada has so mercifully come to the West and given us this these literatures, and therefore we should try to understand it, and when we understand it, we should also give it out to other people who may want, people are basically suffering in this material world. They are suffering. Each one of us are suffering in this material world. But until and unless you come to Krishna consciousness, then your suffering is mitigated. This is one of the first characteristics when one takes up to devotional service, is that his miseries are mitigated. Klesh Agni. This is described in the Nectar of Devotion, that his miseries are mitigated. So, like this, just by coming in contact with the devotees and by studying Srila Prabhupada's books, we can get out of this material entanglement altogether. So I'll stop here. If you'd like to say anything, you're most welcome to say. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Yes? Yeah. Oh, you don't know? Okay, yes. So this month is Kartik, and just by offering a lamp to Krishna, it is described that you become purchased by, Krishna. Krishna becomes purchased by you. In that, he cannot give you anything that in this material world, he will give you pure bhakti, just by you offering this one lamp to Krishna, because he cannot repay you for that act of just offering a lamp to him. He cannot repay you. This is how sold out he becomes to you, right? So this is the devotional aspect of just offering this lamp to Krishna. So the question is, can non-vegetarians offer it? Yes, you can, right? All you have to do is come to the temple every evenings, and we have clay lamps here. The devotees will assist you, and you can offer your lamp to Krishna, and in this way you can derive the benefits of this month of Kartik, right? And yes, at home you can offer. If you have a picture of Damodar, Krishna, where Krishna is being bound up by Mother Yashoda, like you see there, that Murti in the back. Yeah. So if you have a picture like that, then you can offer to that picture. But if you cannot come to the temple, then you can offer to the picture. And the process, the way you offer it, I know that's going to be your next question. So it's 4 times to the feet, 2 to the waist, and 3 around Krishna's head, and 7 around his body. So it's 4, 2, 3, 7. 4, 2, 3, and 7. We can write it down for you. No, it's different. It's different. No. When you light the God lamp at home, you must have a picture of Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan, because Lakshmi Devi is not alone. She is always with her consort, which is Narayana Vishnu, right? Then that is Ravan's mentality. Ravan's mentality was take Sita away from Ram, right? So when we would do Lakshmi worship just alone, so we actually asking the goddess Lakshmi for Lakshmi, money, to satisfy our own needs, right? So it's so that is material. It's a material need. But when we worship Lakshmi Narayan, right, then we pray to Lakshmi Narayan to please take us out of this material entanglement, and situate us on the transcendental platform. Yes. So Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna, like that. So you'll always find that they are always together, right? They're not separate. Lakshmi Narayan. Yeah, see, like we got Yashoda Damodar. Krishna is with his mother. He's with some devotee. He is with Radharani. He is with the cows. He is with, the gopas, like this. So Krishna is not alone. Yes. Yes. So Radha Krishna, you can worship like that. Yeah, so nice for you. Thank you for your questions. Hare Krishna. So like this, see, when you just come into the association of devotees and you learn so much just by asking questions. So thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.